you've ascribed your failures to curses, yokes, witchcraft, and every single thing in the metaphysics, then this video is for you. In tonight's discourse, I'm going to explain how the subconscious mind operates your reality, how the subconscious mind influences your actions, which produces reality. Say, for instance, you were cursed to be a drunkard. Great-grandfather was a drunkard, grandfather was a drunkard, father was a drunkard, and by that manner, you too should become a drunkard. Now, casting and binding is one aspect of it. I'm not in any way trying to downplay the spiritual dimension of things, but the point I want to communicate today is demons need a certain belief system to manifest. It is the union between the demon and this belief system that makes the cause produce the desired outcome. Say, for instance, that individual decides to convert to Islam. What are the chances of him ending up as a drunkard? Exactly. Now, for those of you who did not understand the analogy, it's forbidden in the Islamic culture to drink alcohol. So if you don't take that action, how can you produce the outcome? You see the divergence. So it's the helpless victim mentality you sustain that empowers those demons to keep wreaking havoc in your life. My friend, you can take all the actions you want, you can dissipate energy, but as long as the paradigm, as long as the belief remains in control, the outcome is never going to change. If you truly believe that business is never going to work, no matter what you do, that's going to be the outcome. And I've met smart guys, successful individuals in various realms who somehow believe because they have a good heart and the profiting of their business would empower other individuals, they limit themselves, that the devil is somehow fighting them and is against their progress. That's why, because he knows when finances come to them, he would empower other people. So let's stop his progress. As wonderful as that sounds, in fact, it might be true, but something remains consistent, which is problem arises and your belief warps reality to act accordingly. This has very little to do with science and the law of attraction and manifestation. Yes, all of those are wonderful concepts in and of itself. However, a problem arises and you misconstrue the problem that should make you grow as an attack from demons. If I ask every single one of you, think about the worst thing has happened to you, you would agree with me that looking back in hindsight, it made you stronger, it made you a better person, you were evolved by that experience. What if it's the same thing playing today? What if it's the same outcome that's supposed to happen, but you are here to rob yourself, all because you believe in the metaphysics? Again, there's nothing wrong in believing in God. There's nothing wrong in applying religious principles or seeing things from a biblical perspective. However, being too extreme would cost you. I know that sounds counterintuitive because you need to be a fanatic, you need to be overzealous, and it's wonderful. However, there has to be balance, because anything in its extremeness is never profitable. even a good thing. Take hard work, for instance. If you work too hard without any balance, any kind of rest, it's either your health deteriorates or it destroys all your relationships. It destroys your family. You do not have time to procreate, and every single thing goes down. So nothing in its extremity is wonderful. I hope you know relationships are serviced. Relationship is like a transaction. I was explaining this concept to Hot Model, and I said, think about your friends. We're discussing the subject that everything is transactional. Not necessarily discussing. I was debating her. Every single thing is transactional, including your relationship. If you stop responding to her email, stop picking up her calls, forget her birthday, do not say sorry when someone there passes on, guess what? You lose the relationship. So it's the transaction of your time. She makes you laugh, she hears about your problem and how this guy did this and every other stupidity associated with females. And for the sake of time, I'm going to end it here. I hope you learned something and your subconscious mind controls all, not necessarily demons and the metaphysics. Prove what you believe. There are people who want to be successful today, but they believe being successful will somehow hurt your relationship or will make them evil. They somehow believe rich people are indeed bad. That wrong narrative, no matter the energy dissipated, will always trump. And as always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.